Well, I guess I gave you a syllabus. Okay. She made too many. I thought, well, what am I doing with that many syllables? I'll probably pick them up for another class. Anyway, you three and Safe, and I've got a Jennifer Garrett online. I've never heard of her. She's taking taxes too. So there's 5 of you in taxes. They have to let it go because it is one of the required courses. And anyway, I was telling Jessica earlier, last year we graduated 14 county majors. That's went down. Enrollment Bluefield State has went down. Enrollment in the School of Business went down. And we got small classes, especially in accounting and entrepreneur, maybe some of the health service, sports management. They all have low enrollment. The only field that has good enrollment is management. And I also asked Jessica why people didn't major in accounting. She said it's too hard. I agree with her. People don't like it hard sometimes. A lot of people in your all's age group, and I hate to say this, it's not you all, they want the easy way out. And the easy way out is not always the best. Although you have a future somewhere down the road, no matter what it is, you've got a future. Hope you take the right roads, hope you get a degree in something. My preference would be you get a degree in accounting. Okay? Because there's lots of jobs in accounting. All right. Safe, do you have this book at home?
Yes, sir.
All right. All right. Syllabus, I'm not going to take time with it. You can look over it later if you need to. That'll save us 10 minutes. No need to go over a syllabus. Now, where does that put us? Now, Safe, Alexander, and Jessica are signed up for VITA. I don't think you are. Okay. You don't have to. I'm not forcing you. Don't know how many hours you have. But you still got to pass the test with it. That's part of this class. So I gave you this book. You still got to prepare 5 returns for people out there somewhere, real returns. And the rest of you have to prepare about 45 returns, maybe more. VITA is an easy class. Just 10 nights on Wednesday. It can be an internship or it can be an elective. Are you majoring in accountancy or accounting?
No, I'm a major, but I'm not in accounting.
Oh, okay, gotcha. Okay, you don't need management or accounting right now does not require an internship. We'd like for you to have it. And we're going to put an internship in it in the future. But I'm glad you're getting all the accounting you can. That's going along well.
What time does it like be Wednesday?
What?
What time is it on Wednesday?
It's 4 o'clock to 7. We start somewhere in the middle of 1st of February and go to the middle of April. So it's only 10 weeks, no homework, no test, no book. And you get 3 credits, either for an internship or an elective.
Oh, I got strategy for 6.
The what?
I got business strategy for 6.
You go to work?
No, I got business strategy for 6.
Who
Yeah.
teaches that?
Steve, because I was going to take business strategy this semester, and that's the only time it's taught.
They usually want you to be a full-fledged senior to take that class because there's other requirements, prerequisites.
You gotta have like stats, international business, all that
All right, does he have does he have it online or just in class?
Class.
Huh?
It's just in class.
Just live?
Yep.
And it's not live streamed? I don't know how we did that. We got it at night. I tried to look for conflicts. I overlooked that one.
So since all all three of us are here, are we gonna meet tomorrow evening?
The one,
I said, since all three of us are here that are in that class, are we meeting tomorrow evening?
okay, good question. I don't think we'll have to meet tomorrow, but we'll see what we can get done today. No, we're not gonna meet with that class.
Okay.
Marty, we may have to one Wednesday night before it starts. All right? Now, you three will be preparing taxes. Plus, I think there's Clayton Rippon, he did it last year, he'll be there, that's 4. Supposed to have Hill at 5. Now, the other county instructor, Nathan Telfer, he has to prepare taxes this year. I'm getting him certified too, just like you are. Now, the best news is Sarah is going to come back and help us. Sarah has done VITA. She took it 1 year. I got her student working for it. 1 year, she took it for an intern. 1 year, she took it for elective. 1 year, she just did it. She's done it about 4 years. Sarah knows the state of West Virginia taxes upside down. Now, here's what we need to do. We need to pass some IRS tests. They're in this book. Now, where do you go to find these tests? I want to see if I remember, and I want to show you where to go to. And Jennifer, you're out there live streaming.
Your front TV is not on.
It cuts off if it's inactive. Okay, now this is one of your first steps. This is in your book, by the way. This instruction is in your book. All right. I'm going to type in irs.gov. Now up here in this little search bar, I'm going to type in link and learn. And I believe we have to use this little sign up here. I guess I better spell link correct. I'm going to try to do it with an and. Now, recommended by IRS, link and learn taxes. I'm going to click on that and see what I get. You're going to be a volunteer and you're going to pass these tests, basic and advanced. And you got to pass an ethics part and maybe another part dealing with that form I gave you. It's an intake form. Alright, now it's not giving me the link I want here. I'll see if this is it. Alright, VITA Central. When you get to link and learn, go to VITA Central.
The link's below it.
The what?
The link is below it.
Right there. Now here's what you see. And here's what you got to do. Certification pass. Now, my computer in my office, I just don't know what my password is. I'm going to try something here. This computer don't have it. You know how your computer keeps names and passwords? I've got to get in here and pass the coordinator's test. I may not remember my password, but I did write this one down. Here I'm just trying to log in. invalid login. So I have to look, I've got it written down. But here's what you do. You go into certification test. Now I want you all to do this before Thursday. Go into this Lincoln Learn site, which is BITATCE Central. And I want you to create an account. And it will give you access to these tests. Alright? It will give you access to a lab. And so forth. Now, there is another one. Alright, this will get us started. Now, you're going to have 3 accounts, 3 passwords. Here's one, the most important right now. And when you get to a lab, if you try to go into a lab, I want you to put down this password. This will be your password for one of your entries. If you want to go into a lab and practice or work some of these problems, it's Train Pro Web, all capitals. TRAINPROWEB, all capitals. That will be your password to get into a tax lab. Now I don't know if it's on this one or if it's on Tax Slayer. Now later on, now you got to pass these certification tests, and I got to send them into IRS. You'll print out a certificate. Now I've got to pass one for a coordinator. I'm going to try another site if I can bring it up. Vita.taxslayer. This site is VITATAXSLAYER.edu. No, .com. And you can see I must have had it up on this computer before. And it can't be reached. I have no idea why. Huh?
Like take the .com off.
I may have to do that. Let me try here. This is just Tax Slayer. It's got to be Tax Slayer Pro. This is not it. It's a tax program. IRS accepts it. And we can submit returns and do all e-filing for free. I'm going to try something else here. I'm going to try Tax Slayer Pro. I'm going to try Vita Tax Slayer Pro. Here it is, I think. That's it. Now, this is just for other people, other volunteers. And to copy down that address, VITA.TaxSlayerPro, I left out the pro, .com. Now, here, just go ahead and read what other people are saying. Here is where we go to prepare taxes. Alright? And you'll need a password and everything, set that up. Here is that practice lab whereas you use Train Pro Web. Now you can go on there and review what's in this book, review tests. You can take these problems in this book and go in there and do some real training if we need to. So you've got 2 addresses now to play with. Lincoln Learn. We've got to get certified. Tax Slayer Pro. You might need to go to Practice Lab. I don't have an account for Practice Lab. I never did go to it. And You don't have to if you get around going to practice lab. But once you get certified, I've got to get you on my computer as administrator. You'll go in and sit down on my computer, and I'll be adding you to a preparer's list. And you'll put in your email address, some other maybe number or password. In case you forget your password, I can reset it. But I have each of you sit down at my computer. So that has to come. And we're going to do all this in 3 weeks. Okay. So we've got today plus 5. Next Tuesday will be January what? All right. 1 week's ago. The next Tuesday will be January what?
The 28th.
2 weeks ago. The next Tuesday will be what?
Like February 4th.
And then we start taxes that Wednesday. So we do have 3 weeks. Okay. So now, today, we're going to look at this book. You don't have one. That's okay. The first test you've got to pass. I've got to pass it today. And a coordinator training today.
I have this book in my car. It's left with me here.
How far is your car?
I'm parked front.
Let's let it go. Lamont has one. And I'm going to show you mine on the screen. But you're going to copy these answers down if we can decide on what to do. Now, there is a session in here. What we're going to do, we're going to go through this volunteer standards of conduct. You're going to go to that link and learn and sign in and try to pass this test by Thursday. And print me out a certificate. That's your main homework. Now, you can read about standard of conduct here. I guess. Now, you can always go in to that link and learn, and you're going to review what's going to be on this test. Now, I'm just going to go by memory. I'm not an expert in anything, but I know more about taxes than most people. Okay? My son would not listen to me. He got in trouble for IRS a few years ago. He made a settlement with them if he would pay him $70,000 instead of $250,000. And he lacked 2 payments, 2 $5,000 payments. He'd have been free of IRS. That would have been $10,000. All right. His daughter got married. He spent his money on the wedding instead of paying IRS. So then they went in and made another deal with him. They went back to the original $250,000. So he owed them $150 more or something. All right. As long as he stayed current with his own tax return, they were okay with that. He must have not have got current. Now, after so many years, IRS is supposed to forgive you. After 10 years, if you owe taxes, they forgive you. So, they've been on to it since July. He just told me this yesterday. In fact, his tax problem kept me awake last night. I could wring his neck. So he got behind in keeping current. So now, they can go all the way back. They tell him since he didn't follow his original agreement, he's paying that 10. Now they went back all 20 years. They've added penalties and interest, and he only owes them $600,000. Now, he's a doctor of chiropractor. He's a good chiropractor, but in accounting and business, he has no sense. Don't listen to me. I've always told him what to do about taxes, but he never listened. And having taxes deducted from his payroll and so on. So what is this problem? A chiropractor bills through Medicare. That's government, right? And they bill through some other government agency. Well, IRS has been keeping all of his funds where he bills. So the only month he's got to pay his employees and to live on is cash, patience, and some of his Blue Cross, Blue Shield's coming through. Well, IRS can compensate that. He has talked to them and they're not willing to bargain, agree, or do anything to help him this time. So, you can get in a mess with the IRS, and he is. Phew. Anyway, this is, and I probably don't have my right stuff on here either, I don't think. See, I've got P. Lester on here. I use Paris Lester for Lincoln Learn. And I use P. Lester for, and I have no idea what my password is on this old account. I'm going to guess at it. If this is right, I'm lucky. I'm not right, so I'm not lucky. I'm going to try one more. So I'm not lucky on this password. Well, on my office computer, it brings that up. I don't know what password I have, but it automatically brings it up, so I'll be okay. I'll get changed or whatever. Oh, I can go in and reset this, forgot password, but I just don't want to take time right now. I'd like to show you a couple of things on the program, but that's where I have to do. Now, Sarah, I have made her an administrator also, so Sarah can also put you in to my program. Now, my program, I can look at every return you do and review them. And we're supposed to have somebody review them in class. I'm supposed to review them, then IRS reviews them. And then the e-file goes through. But where we are right now, is with your little book that I gave you. And Lamont is the only one that has one. That's okay. We're going to look at these questions. I'm going to try to blow it up too much. Maybe just right.
What page is that?
What page? Now, did you look this book up online, Alexandra? Oh, Lamont's asked you what page. 11? 11? I think you can look this book up online too. We won't take time right now. Right now, let's say you're on the computer and you're taking this test. You can study for it. Sometimes in this little book it has a few pages. But prior to working at a VITA site, all volunteers, I'll be the greeter, tax preparers, you're a volunteer, you're a tax preparer, and you will do quality review, must actually pass the volunteer standard of conduct test. Yes. 80 or higher. You get 2 chances to take this test. If you fail it 2 times, you gotta go in and set up another account with a different name and password. Sign and date to form 13615 Volunteer Standards of Conduct. No, that will be printed out too. That will be, when you pass this test, you'll sign it electronically. Pass the advanced tax certification. All right. Now here's your answer. You do not have to pass this, but you can pass just basic. So that leaves out D. So your answer is D. Your answer will be D. I'm going to take this test this evening.
You mean E?
I'm going to take this test this evening. That's what I'm going to put on the test. All right. Can a volunteer be removed and barred from the VITA program for violating the standards of conduct? Now, what would you say about that?
Yes.
Some of this is common sense. And we're passing this test as we speak. You're going to take it at home, and I'm going to take it in my office after class. You see, I have to pass this test and something else before I can pass my coordinator's test. Then I got to pass basic advanced along with you all. If a taxpayer offers you a $20 bill because they were so happy about the quality service they received, what would be the appropriate action? Now, you will have people offer you money. Maybe a 5 or a 10 or a 20. I had one nice looking young man, these little old ladies wanted to take him out to dinner. Now we have one little old lady, she always brings us pizza and drinks, so on. All right, take the $20 bill and thank the taxpayer, what do you think? No. Tell the taxpayer it would be better to have the $20 bill deposited directly into your bank account. No. Thank the taxpayer, explain to you cannot accept any payment for his service. Refer the taxpayer to the tip jar up front. Now what's your best answer there? Common sense again. C. Okay. You don't have your book, you are jotting these down, aren't you? I haven't looked at these since last year, but they still all make sense. All right, Jake is an IRS tax law certified volunteer, prepares taxes. When preparing a return for Jill, Jack learns that Jill does not have a bank account to receive a direct deposit. Now we do a lot of direct deposits. They got to bring one their check, and we put in their account number and tracking number, and then everything's hunky-dory. It goes into their bank account. Jill is distraught when Jake tells her the paper refund check will take 3 or 4 weeks longer than the refund directly deposit. Jill asks Jack if he can deposit her refund to his bank account and then turn the money over to her. Now we know that's something he shouldn't do, so let's see what the answers are. He can offer to use his account to receive the deposit. No, A is out, out, out. Jack should explain that a taxpayer's federal or state fund cannot be deposited in a voluntary bank account, and she will have to open an account in her own name to have the refund deposited. Jack can suggest she borrow a bank account number from a friend. Now, come on, what's the common sense answer? B for sure. See, we're all going to make hundreds on this test, okay? Max prepares a tax return. He finds out during the interview that Al has no health insurance. After Allie leaves the site, Max writes her name and contact information down to take home to his wife, because his wife sells health insurance for a profit. Now, A, there is no violation in standard contract unless Max's wife makes a big commission. B, Max has violated the standards of conduct because he's using confidential information to engage in a financial transaction for his own. C, Max is doing her a favor. D, information the taxpayer provides at a VITA site can be used for personal gain. Come on, common sense again. What?
B.
B. is violating the standard of conduct. So I cannot stress confidentiality. We can't use these taxpayers for a gain. We can't sell them anything, we can't take any money. Now, as far as that $20 bill a minute ago, we're not supposed to take it. But I tell my students, somebody gives you a $20 bill, take it. We just won't tell IRS. And a few of my students got $20 bills last semester. Now, here's another thing about this program, Lamont. For every tax return you prepare, I send your names in to the IRS, and you'll get a check in the sum. It won't be a whole lot, but you'll get a check. A lot of my students got around $100, so they got money for doing it, and it's satisfying. These little old people will be tickled to death that they got their tax return filed and electronic transferred for free. The what? But anyway, we'll take their food and go ahead and take their money too. Number 6. What did he say? I didn't get
What
it.
she said.
I said this is recorded in live stream.
It is live stream. That's right. I'm caught. Anyhow, as long as the IRS don't look at my videotape. President can, the dean can. All right. Bob is an IRS law certified volunteer. Told the taxpayer that cash income does not need to be reported because IRS don't know about it. Bob indicated no cash income on form 13614. Now, this is a form that each client that comes in fills out. I require the front of the form for sure. If they got time to sit there and do the rest. And then you have to sign it on the back and so forth, okay? I have to keep these on file. And that gives you something when you sit down at the computer to do their return, you put in their name and their address. Now, a good thing about this, most of these people were here last year. As quick as you put their social security number in the computer, it brings up their address and everything. You don't even have to type it in. Okay. The quality reviewer was unaware of the conversation, therefore unaware, and the return was printed, signed, and e-filed. Who has violated the standard of conduct? Start from the bottom. No one. That's wrong. Betty, the coordinator, Betty probably didn't know about it. Okay, so is it going to be Bob or Jim? Jim didn't know about it either, did he? Common sense again. Bob. So, Jessica, you made $500 cash filling in for somebody at work. Are you supposed to report that?
Yeah.
Yes. And if you have anybody like that, tell them they should report it. We had one lady last year, I believe she won $150,000 in the West Virginia lottery. All these people are not low income. Now there's an older professor here, he's as old as I am, at least. He'll bring his taxes in, he's got bags of stuff. So, I won't put him off on any of you all, I'll put him off on Sarah or Mr. Taylor. Because he's got all kinds of investments, and real estate, itemizing, and the whole works. Now, a lot of these people won't be itemizing this year. Do you remember why they won't be itemizing, Jessica?
Because it's raised now. The
What?
amount's increased.
Standard deduction increased. 24,000 might fall. But the computer calculates all that for you. Okay? Okay, so we decided on Bob, right? Sue is a site coordinator. Now you'll find these questions almost identical on the test on the computer. Was watching the local news when she saw Aaron, a new tax law certified volunteer. In a story about several bank employees being arrested for suspicion of embezzlement. That's old Aaron, right? Now Sue is a VITA coordinator, right? Like I will be. And a story about several bank employees. She saw Aaron be led out of the bank in handcuffs. 3 days later, Sue is shocked when she sees old Aaron show up. He's going to volunteer to do taxes. He's out on bail. She pulled Aaron aside and explained that his arrest on suspicion of embezzlement could have a negative effect on the site, and therefore she must ask him to leave the site. Sue used the external referral process to report the details by sending an email to Volunteer Tax IRS. Did Sue take the appropriate action? Yes. She can't let him come in and do a tax return. He's already been unethical. Something at the bank made him unethical. Darn, I wish the advanced tax test was this easy. But we got to look at their W-2s and everything on that advanced tax test. Okay, we've got Heidi here. She's a VSC, certified volunteer. She's working at the intake station. This is intake and greeter. As part of her duties, she's required to explain to the taxpayer what they're expected to do today as part of the return preparation process. What should you tell them? Well, you don't know that. First of all, they got to fill this out. They also have to sign permission for electronic transfer. All right, they've got to do this. A is true. You will be interviewed by the return preparer and asked additional questions. When you get this, you will have to ask them additional questions if you're preparing their return. So B is true. You need to participate in a quarterly review of your tax return by someone other than the return. So Jessica does Lamont's return. We're supposed to have somebody review it. So Faith here is reviewing Lamont's return. Should Lamont participate in that review? All right, you're going to ask. All right, Lamont has to do A, right? Lamont and Jessica will be doing B. You need to participate in a quality review of your tax return. The answer is all the above. Has to be, because we know 1 and 2 is true. If we know A and B is true, D has to be the answer. That makes C true. So let's go with D on that one. During the intake process, the volunteer should verify the taxpayer and spouse. If applicable, have photo ID. Additional taxpayers must provide verification of ID number, SSS number, for everyone who will be on the tax return. All right, if they claim a child, you got to have a Social Security number. This is a tax identification number. Some of our international students have had to get that, a tax ID number. Now, we're supposed to look at a driver's license, and we're supposed to look at a Social Security card. But these little old people come in there, they're not going to tell you a lie. They won't. But we have a couple of cranks. We had one crank show up one time. Is this where you do taxes? Yeah. Well, I heard I could get a refund. And I asked the guy, did you work anywhere last year? No. I said, how in the hell do you expect to get a refund? He hadn't paid anything in. I don't know where he heard stuff like that at. All right, the answer there then is what? True. But we let that slide a little bit if they don't have a driver's license. You see them face to face, and you'll know what I mean. These little old people don't lie to you. All right, now we've already made 90, we only have to make 80. But we can make 100 on this first little test. Murray is a greeter. Reviews the taxpayer's completed form right here. To identify what potential certification level is needed for this tax return, Murray sees the taxpayers check yes, indicating that there is self-employed income in the certification level next to question A. Now first off, if they have self-employed income, you got to do a Schedule C. But not to worry, Schedule C is an income statement, right? And the program will automatically print out their SE form, Social Security. You don't even have to fill it out. It does it for you. But you may have to do a small business. If somebody says, I sold $5,000 worth of Murray K, here's my expenses, just put them on the form. Takes care of itself. You may have to check for a cash or accrual method, probably cash. You may have to check the inventory method. It probably had no beginning, no ending, stuff like that. All right. Definitely D is wrong. That's common sense. This is also wrong, and this is also wrong. So which one do they have to have? Advanced to do a business return. That's why I want you all to pass basic and advanced. All right, can you take these answers now, say, go to Lincoln Learn and set you up a password and a username and get in there and pass this first little test by Thursday? I know you can.
What they said? What was that word again?
Go to irs.gov and bring up Lincoln Learn and go to BITA Central.
It's linkandlearncertification.com.
All right. Now, as I said, there's tutoring in there. Now, if you got this book, there is a retest, but it's worded different, but same answer. Be careful on your wording. Now, guess what we're going to do? Now, here it's showing you volunteer standard of conduct agreement. It will print that out for you. You can print it out, give it to me, and then I send it to IRS. Alright? All you gotta do is sign it. I believe you have to take this test too. Interview and portrait review. I believe you also have to take this test. It's just another little test. Review the intake, interview, and quality review training, and answer the following. Now here's the intake, right? Now, you have to look at this to answer these questions. You have to look at this. And then you will get your quality review training printed out after you pass the first test. All RIS certified volunteers prepared participating in this program must use Form 13614C, that's this form, along with an effective interview for every return prepared. True or false? Another common sense question. We might pass 2 tests today. Then we have to do basic and advanced. Now, I think all of you do basic, but you're going to need help with advanced, which we'll do it in class. Can't read the question. What should a certified volunteer prepare to do before starting the tax return? All right. You're supposed to make sure all these are answered. But I don't think you have to, but supposed to. How about B? Unsure answers, you gotta have a yes or no. Complete all applicable certified volunteer prepared shaded error questions on form 13614. Now, are there any shaded errors on this thing?
At the bottom.
To be completed by a certified volunteer, right? All right, do you think you should have to fill those in? Yes. So what's your answer? What?
D.
D. Okay, we can get 3 questions together here. These sites are required to conduct quality reviews of all the returns prepared by volunteers who have less than 2 years of prepared returns of every return prepared at the site, only when there is a quality reviewer available, of all returns prepared by volunteers with certification level below advanced. Come on now, there's another common sensor. What is it?
Every return.
B. B. What do you think about 5? Read that. What do you think?
False.
Okay, Jessica, you require to prepare my return, and you're itemizing for me. And I've got canceled checks to the church for $2,000. I want to take off the charitable donation. But I also tell you that I gave them $500 cash donation. And if I had to, I could get the church to write a statement. But anyway, I'm gonna go with true on that one. Because we can't make them prove their case. Now, another reason I'm going with true on that one, IRS will let you have $250 cash donations without any proof whatsoever. People come door to door, you put $5 in the church. Sometimes I'm an usher at my church, and I help pass around the collection card, along with 6 or 7, no, 4 or 5 others. And some of the wealthiest people in there takes $1, wads it up like that, and puts it in the plate. All right. Anyhow, in most cases, a volunteer must review photo identification for every taxpayer to deter the possibility of identity theft. Now that's common sense. What is it? True. All right, we're gonna make a 60 already. Now, these little people come in there, you'll see they don't lie to you. Okay. When does the taxpayer sign the tax return? Before quality review, and after advising, after quality review and before advising, after quality review and after being advised of their responsibility for the accuracy. A, B, C, D. D. We're doing good. The site is busy with many taxpayers waiting for assistance. We get that sometimes. All volunteers are busy preparing tax returns. Can you quality review the return you just prepared instead of wait for someone else to do a quality review? Is A correct? No. Is B correct? No. So it has to be C or D. Self-review is never an acceptable quality review practice. No, unless you're at advanced level. So C is correct. Right, you have internet on your cell phone? You have internet on your cell phone? I know that. How about you? All right. Thursday, if we have to, I know these cell phone screens are small, but we'll go to the computer room if you haven't done these two tests at home. So now I'd like to do both tests. It just takes you a minute. 10 questions. All you gotta do is make 80. And I know you're gonna make 80 on both the tests. And you have to pass both of these, get a certificate or whatever with that statement signed, and so forth. You have to do this too, which I have to do them too, and before I can take the coordinator test, which I will do them before I leave here today. All right. The basic test in taxes is pretty easy. We can find the answers, I think, pretty easy. We have to use our tax book, we have to use other information, but we'll find it. Number 9, which of the following is true? Quality review can be conducted by a volunteer preparer certified at basic when the tax return is advanced. A is out. Quality review is conducted after the taxpayer signs the tax return. No. Quality review is an effective tool for preparing an accurate tax return. D, taxpayers do not need to be involved. So which is your only true answer? C. All right, now we made a 90. As part of the intake process, each site must have a process to ensure return is within the scope of VITA, identify the certification level, have a process to ensure volunteers have the certification needed for the return they prepare. Come on, another good common sense one. D. Okay, you passed 2 tests today. Let's get in Link and Learn before Thursday. And if you have time, then be looking at the basic test in this book. And you're dismissed for today, and we got a lot done, and Jessica, you're out on time. So you're not going to miss a thing. Lamont, I'd like to have you in there. You would enjoy it. And I just don't know what to tell you about business strategy when you're going to take it. There's other people that had to wait, we'll talk to open next fall.
Yeah. I'll see, cause if I can, if there's some way you would record or let your, I'll record something.
He did record it.
I don't know, I'm about to ask him. But if I can just record the lecture, I'll be fine that class.
Will you go downstairs right now?
Yeah.
Let's go downstairs, we'll check. Let me turn this off first.
Cause I could really use the internship.
That would get you an internship, and you'd learn a lot about taxes, which is a good thing. And you'd meet some nice little ladies. We have about the makeup of our people that come to get their taxes done are about half black, half white, 3 or 4 Hispanics, and we got a couple Taiwanese ladies that get their tax returns done. That's pretty much the makeup. So we have well, I didn't want to boot it up because it's there and I've got to stop.